So, lads, Caitlyn Clark obviously is going on to NBC in a couple of days. We all know that. And the producer of NBC basically went and called, said Caitlyn Clark was the biggest thing in basketball right now, and, you know, we want her for that. And everybody knows. I made a video being like, old fans are furious. People are like, oh, it's only a couple of Twitter fans. Ken Swift actually tweeted this yesterday. The executive producer of NBC knows we all know. Unfortunately, comments like this don't sit well with other players in legacy WNBA media. Anytime Caitlyn gets a nice accolade, it happens. Time cover, everyone should be on the cover. Sneaker, Asia should be first. Triple-double, big win, fake noises. Obviously after this. And on demand, the WNBA deleted the post. The WNBA deleted the post. The WNBA recently shared an Instagram post highlighting Caitlyn Clark's involvement with NBA broadcasting. The post was later deleted after drawing a wave of hostile and divisive response in the comments. That reaction becoming increasingly familiar whenever Clark is promoted. A segment of the conversation shifts away from her accomplishments towards argument who else deserves recognition. It is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Like, first of all, whatever, crazy, like, psychotic fans are going to say, what about X person all the time? To bow down to them is pathetic. This league is pathetic. Let it go crash and burn. Let it go crash and burn. At the end of the day, the thing is that it's the league promoted by the NBA. All the biggest players in the world that we actually want to watch play are only going to play in the WNBA, because let's be real, no one gives a flying fuck about Unrivaled. Nobody cares, as seen by the 90,000 people that watch it on prime time, or the 70,000 people that watch it when it's not on prime time. And we know no one gives a fuck about Unrivaled. So obviously, if you want to watch these players, the WNBA is the only thing. But like, at this stage, I'm like, just start your own league. Just start your own league. Get together. There's only five. I mean this. If Caitlyn, Paige, Angel, Sabrina, and Aja got together, got a bunch of like rich owners who, get a bunch of NBA owners that aren't involved with the WNBA and say, look, yeah, your league's going to go. Let's just get 10 teams. That's by the same time as the WNBA. Have no NBA branding. And make sure we do exactly what we would be doing otherwise, you know. Make them all linked with NBA teams so they all have their facilities. But as a separate investment and only a team in another sports league, which they're absolutely allowed to do, by the way. The Cronkies own Arsenal and they own the Denver Nuggets. Am I right in saying that? FSG own the Red Sox and they own Liverpool. The 49ers own Leeds and Rangers. Like, it is a thing that they can do. Just go set up a franchise. Make sure it's in America. Make sure it's on the same time as the WNBA. Just get 10 teams in 10 facilities. Get arenas with 10,000 seater. 10,000 seats, fine. You can keep it going. You can keep up with 10,000 seater arenas. That's fine. It's not going to make that big of a difference as long as it's not a bunch of Atlanta Dream arenas. And you can set up your own league. Get 10 teams. Put them all on different teams. Put those 5 on different teams. Put Stewie on one team. Put Fee on another team. And then have a draft. Go get 15 players per roster. Okay, get 10 teams. Get 150 players. And do a fantasy draft. Fantasy draft it. Like, you have the facilities. You have the TV deal. It's 5v5. And it's actual sports and not some kumbaya bullshit. Yeah, people will watch. Get those 5 players in and we're all good. They're the 5 players. They're the only 5 players that matter in the grand scheme of things. If you can get those 5 players on board and it's not some bullshit gimmick, like we're all going to summer camp Miami and we all get along and we're playing 3-on-3 and it's not really competitive. And then if there is competition, it's seen as a bad thing. Or we're going on a world tour like Project B, as long as there's no gimmicks. Yeah, go set up your own leagues. This is fucking embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Like, it actually is. You heard Elle Duncan called it out. Like, look, when Elle Duncan got the job, I was like, Elle Duncan was not the worst. Elle Duncan just... Look, if you actually listen, other than the Cheryl Swoop situation and that one clip of saying the Caitlyn Clark fans were sucking the life out of the league, when prior to that she never spoke about the league. Like, other than that, like, Elle Duncan, in fairness, like, she's not far from the worst. She's far from the worst. Yes. Does she use Caitlyn Clark in every single title of every single thing she ever did because it would get her clicks, or was that ESPN? She's not. She's far from the worst. Far from the worst. Elle Duncan's fine. Like, I would much rather see Elle Duncan host. I'm less annoyed by Elle Duncan hosting than I am seeing Renee Montgomery still getting jobs. Renee Montgomery getting jobs in pundits when she actively said she wants most of the fans to leave. That should be a thing. And she's an owner of a team. Like, you shouldn't be impartial. You can't really be impartial. Like, could you imagine if they're hiring like a part owner of a team? I wonder what low percent Renee Montgomery owns of the Atlanta Dream. But I don't mind Elle Duncan. But this is just so bad. Like, they can't even. So she's on NBA on NBC, and they repost something about her, and the post has to be taken down. Like, it has to be taken down. Like, it is. I mean this when I say this. It is not politically correct to say a positive thing about Caitlyn Clark. You're not allowed. You're just not allowed. Like, I mean this when I say this. If you rank the best players in the WNBA healthy, if you rank the best players in the WNBA and you have Paige Bueckers behind Caitlyn Clark, you are going to be cancelled in the eyes of the league. And that's one of those things where I'm so fucking glad that there's like alternative media, that there's ability to talk on platforms like this. Because at the end of the day, if you're just following these like media sources, and even if you want to argue that sources that people are almost biased in a way pro Caitlyn, it is what it is. But every single person that's credentialed and employed by the league is biased against Caitlyn. Like, that's not good. Like, there's no such thing as journalism without complete bias, completely without bias. That is impossible. There's no way that's possible. But at the end of the day, like, it could be like, imagine if you said LeBron was the GOAT, you weren't allowed to work with any of these networks. Could you imagine? Like, it's almost the equivalent to that in the LeBron Jordan debate. Except now it's, if you think Caitlyn Clark is better, this is my favorite part about this. If you think Caitlyn Clark is better than Paige Bueckers, you're racist. That's one of the narratives. And my favorite thing is you just see them beside each other, and I'm like, am I missing something here? Am I missing something? And they're like, oh yeah, but like, Paige gave that speech all those years ago. And I'm like, well, Caitlyn Clark said word for word the same thing in the Time magazine article. Essentially word for word the same thing. Caitlyn Clark has given her Paige Bueckers ESPY speech 50 million times. But it's just that, it's just that one. I don't even get it. I don't get it. It's an embarrassment. It's embarrassment to sports. I want this league to just get back going so we can actually talk about sports again. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. I cannot wait. I'm not going to be in the country for the first Fever game, but I cannot wait. The 8th of May, I'm going to be in a hotel in Rome. 8 p.m. Rome time, in a hotel, reacting, getting hyped to watch the Indiana Fever face the Dallas Wings to start the season. Then I come home from that. I get back home. I hopefully will have my office built in my new house and not be in my parents'. Hopefully we'll have my office built and cool setup, and I can lose my damn mind, going crazy every time Caitlyn Clark shoots a frustration shot, getting angry every time Kelsey Mitchell shoots a shot with her foot on the line, and going absolutely berserk when the Fever win by 15 points. I cannot wait for that. God is going to be so much better time, because this is so bad. This is so bad. This is such a bad look for the league. Anyway, I'll see you guys.